I want to call to order the meeting of the Leitchfield City Council, the regular meeting, August 15th, 2022. Please stand for Margie Decker to lead the Pledge of Allegiance.
That's why I said that.
Jessica? Well, I didn't know. You're the other woman, so we'll honor you tonight.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Jessica. Margie's taken a fall at the boat dock and not taken a small injury, although I think she's home. She's got a doctor's appointment this weekend. For those of us that was here, we just watched a video on YouTube called 13 Ways to Kill Your Community. I've been encouraging people to read that book or watch the video on YouTube. And where's my camera at? Anyway, it's pretty interesting, and he's got a lot of good pointers, and I'd encourage our community to read that, especially if you're interested in community growth. I'd like to say, too, that Lori and Tammy Salzman and Alicia in the front office have been in E-Town all day at the Lincoln Trail office. They've studied grant writing, and it was an all-day program, wasn't it, girls?
Yes, it was.
So we're really expecting a lot of good things to come from that. You've had attached to your agenda the regular meeting of the last meeting we had in August. And you've had an opportunity to look over that. If there's any changes, additions, or corrections, I ask that you do that now. Otherwise, I'd entertain a motion to approve those.
I make a motion.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Billy, we've been asking, depending on you, did you have any questions about the bill list?
No, you'll see a couple big ticket items on there that is the final tally, why it's so high. It's $100,000 for the final property payment, I'm assuming, is what it says, and then 88 for restaurant and hotel tax. But any other questions, I'm good.
We did pay off three debts that we had. Wasn't it three, Sabrina?
We've just paid two right
Was it
now,
two?
the property and the pumper at the fire station.
Okay, I was thinking three. And so did you make that in a motion, Billy?
Yes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I moved the visitors up to the agenda, keep them from sitting here. We got Miss Teresa Music. Teresa, did you want to speak to us?
Actually, I was gonna, Billy was gonna address some things, and then I was gonna.
Okay, chime in, that'd be just fine.
It's over the Veterans Memorial Park, and I did happen to talk to Mayor Thompson about 4 o'clock today, and he does a lot for that. He replaces all the stones, bricks, whatever they're called, and he said there's just a couple little issues over there. There's some dark stones in there that could be replaced, and what's happened is the sand is eroded away or from the rain, and it just needs to be built back up. Now, I don't know. I think at one time maybe some of the Tootie can tell you that there was a fund for maintenance that we set aside, or was with the brick bang or something. You can check. I don't know, Sabrina, if you know a little bit about that we do have, but
I can look, I've got the budget.
well, that's fine.
I believe it is too. There's
Yeah,
something set
I think
aside.
there's something in there if it, because they're $250 a brick, and so he says that he gives it to, if they pay it here or he brings it in or whatever, they give that. And I don't know if he's talking about you all or the center, so I don't know who.
At one point, before you all moved here, when you all were still in the old office, the money had to be turned in there.
Yes.
You went there and picked up the form, and you filled out the form and returned it with your check, and it was made out to the city of Leitchfield, and in the memo part, it was put for the memorial papers.
There
what it
is
was
a
called.
fund for.
Yes.
memorial.
So I don't know who's responsible for like finding the person to fix that, if it's Tammy, if it, so Tammy knows obviously now that to take care of it. The flagpole, I had no idea the flagpole wasn't working. So, sure.
Sure.
Okay, I have reached out to a landscaping contractor that could probably help us to resolve that issue. He's going to meet with me tomorrow over there for the concrete to figure out, or the bricks or pavers, to see how we can keep them from the sand washing out, because that's what's happening.
Sure.
It just keeps, there's nothing we can do about that. It rains, it washes out, it's on a hill. The flagpole, we've been raising it and lowering it for, half-staff and stuff, but Jody has told me it's getting harder and harder to pull up. My recommendation is, like we did here, let's put it on the outside. We don't have the equipment to service this every time we have an issue with it, because we don't have a contact at Warren Electric anymore. So, and we definitely don't have a bucket truck that goes that high to service it. So I feel that if we could do like we've done here and put it on the outside,
The cable, you mean?
yeah, the cable.
Tammy,
'cause-
we haven't changed our cables, we just put new cables in them.
Okay, well, we need something to do, because we cannot service this like we can. And we were fortunate that the high school was able to make the mechanism to go on the top, but we don't know what's going on in there unless we get a bucket truck to go up there and pull it off and look at it. And since we don't have that available, we can either find a contractor that will be available to us at all times, or when we need him to come out, which will be more money, so I'm not really sure where we can go with
It's
this.
really been an ongoing issue.
It really
So-
has, and it's
so
very
really-
frustrating on my end, because
It's been.
I've been working on it, but it just seems like nobody else knows that I've been working on it. It's not something that I'm
So
just
will it
leaving
go all the way
hanging.
up and down? Or
We
will it
cannot
not?
get it all the way up. Right now, Jody said when he goes to pull it, it's really tight, and he's so afraid that he's gonna snap the cable.
Is it the mechanism that they?
We're not really sure. We believe that it has to be the one up there at the top of the pole.
My suggestion would be, if we could get the pole down, in which I don't mind to contact Warren Electric and Bowling Green. I was in on contacting them before. And my suggestion would be if we can get them up here one more time and get it down, to make it, to put the hooks on the outside and make it a roller. Because these electrical poles, I mean, just like you all had yours up anytime, and it broke, and you had to, it went up only so far and it broke.
Right.
And-
Did they set the pole down last time they worked on
No,
that?
we
No.
used to, but it's,
Yeah.
that's a lot of,
Yeah,
to
they won't
do.
take it down.
No, you
They
can't.
took it
Yeah.
down, they had it on the ground when they worked on, we had to take it down.
That's what I thought.
To work on it the last time when Warren Electric brought their bucket truck out here, because the piece that's messed up is in the very top.
But we didn't
I
take
knew
the
they-
pole
We
down.
didn't take the pole down.
No, we
Yes.
took the
No.
top of the pole down.
Right.
Not the whole pole. They're thinking you're saying taking the whole pole down.
Well, you took- oh,
We just
half
took the
of it.
very top part of it up. That's all we did.
It was a long, but I would suggest making it a rope pole, because you can get, the big pulley, to go on the top and make it a rope pole. And then, because what's happening is when that mechanism messes up, it sends it down to half mast, and then
Yeah.
it won't go back up past half.
It's a mess,
mast
it's been a mess.
How many people you
Since it's
think it'd
been-
take to raise it
That's
with a
what we were-
rope? Okay?
Yeah. And-
You gotta have that weight on there, Teresa, to keep it going up and
And
down.
how easily can you make that an external?
Convertible.
I don't know.
I mean, you're
Oh, I
looking
don't
at,
know.
I don't know that you can do that.
Because it's an 80-foot pole, I
I
don't
tell you what,
think we
let's do.
can.
You may have to buy a new pole if that's what you're
Tammy?
looking at.
The people that we bought these poles from, and that's not where that one came from.
No, we bought that one from went out of business.
Right.
But now, this guy here's nice, and I've talked to him. Why don't you call him?
Okay.
Try to explain to him what we have, and ask him if we can convert it to a rope pole. And I know the new Warner Electric director over there, he's nice, he and I have a cordial relationship.
Okay.
And, but call the guy in Louisville. If it's an easy transition to make it a rope pole, I think this has not worked out. I've been there
We'll
for
just
5
have to make
years.
sure that we have the
It's been an
proper
ongoing
weights to
issue
hold
for
it.
5 years.
We'll have to make sure we have the proper weights to hold it, because that's a 30-foot flag.
Well, that's right.
Oh, that's what,
It's-
going up and down rope's gonna be
One person-
It
difficult.
takes, yeah, right now it takes two people to do it the way we do it now.
If you all go to Rough River, my suggestion, if you all go to to Rough River and take a look at the one over in Rough River.
Yes.
It is a road pole, and that flag is as large as this one here. And it's over across the dam. Mickey brought it to my attention
Yeah.
today. I'm gonna try to get over there to get pictures to see exactly how their mechanism is and everything, so that, but theirs is as large as this one is.
I know where it's at,
And
and
it is-
Patriots Landing,
Yeah, it's the Corbett's.
And it is
Yeah,
a
Cora.
road pole.
Yeah.
And it is the same size as this.
well, I mean, I know that was built a rope pole, and that was installed probably as a rope pole. I'm not for sure that the
Right.
conversion of this one to a rope pole would be something that we can do. If we can do it, and I don't mind spending money on it, we'll just take it out of Tammy's budget and fix that. No, there should be money.
Well, like I said, I think we have a fund for
Yeah, I
it. Well,
think
There's a
we do.
fund.
But if it's-
We have a
if it can be
$1,500
done-
fund, that's it.
If it can be done, we'll change it, because it's been an ongoing issue. This,
Yes, it
I've been here 5 years, it was happening before I came down here.
And I know everybody here is sick of me, but I'm sick of that pole being stuck out there.
No, I just appreciate if you'd call me and let me know,
Yeah.
we could
I
talk.
have made contact. I don't think there's anybody on this panel that don't.
All you can do is just give me a call and we can discuss it that way, because you don't know what's going behind the scenes, you just see what's going on from
I
your
see
visual
nothing
aspect.
changing.
I agree.
Let's call that place in Louisville.
I will.
Lori's got, his contact number, and just tell him, even if it requires a trip for him to come down here,
Well, they
we'll
don't
pay
do
for-
repairs, Mayor, so,
They
I
don't do-
mean, I don't know how much they'll be able to help us, but they may be able to tell us if we.
Give us some
If we just
advice.
tell him, if he can sell us something, he would advise us on it. If he could sell us a top to that repairs that, he can advise us on it. But, I mean, that's just the way people that sell stuff do.
Right.
And, let's just find out, if he don't have the answers, all we've done is wasted a phone call.
Right.
So, I'm for trying to fix it if we can.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely for trying to fix
I am
it.
too. And my dad's one of those, is on one of those stones over there, and I value our park, and, we'll try to work on that. Teresa, is there anything else beside that?
That was that and the bricks caving in because of the danger that they are. The ones that are falling in are up against the rail. And when I was over there Saturday, I go quite a bit to visit the park. And when I was there Saturday, when I pulled up, there was a young man there with his child. And he looked to be a veteran. He was wearing a Marine hat, cap on. I don't know that he was a veteran, but his daughter was over there around all those loose bricks.
I see.
And part of them are sunk in on the side.
Yeah.
And I'm scared that some kid's gonna twist their ankle and then you're gonna be in.
So they're just sitting on a bed of sand, aren't
Oh,
they?
they're not even, I don't know if Billy went by there today, but I had asked him about
Yeah.
going by there to look. They're turned sideways. I mean, they've sunk in that far, all up around that rail.
Yeah.
And you know how kids are about running and getting. up.
Yeah, it looks like it's just settled. It just settled, and then the rain,
Much
where the
rain
black
is
spots
bad.
are is where the rain settled and sets, and finally dries out.
Like, yeah, where it molded there.
Yes,
and then-
where it molded on there.
But there is about 4 or 5 of those bricks in there.
Yes.
Or pavers that's gonna have to be replaced because they're molded and crumbled.
Yes.
But that's, I just wanted to try to get the park
But-
back up.
But that's fine. I think we got some money to address that.
Evidently, we
Sabrina's gonna-
have pavers at Croom Monument that were bought
Yeah,
before
Now, we bought-
Rick, and a lot are paid for,
yeah.
is what he told me today.
Billy, I
What
think
Mayor
we
told
brought those to the hospital building, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
He said they were in a
Yeah.
building here.
Yeah, they were in Crooms
And
Way.
there's nothing that would be any cost in replacing those, you know.
No, not at all.
The ones that are,
Is there anything else?
that, just the park, that's what I was
Okay.
thinking.
Jenna, you're our visitor. Is anything you want to say? Teresa, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Teresa.
it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Billy.
Y'all might know that Sabrina is sitting here. She's wanting to go home, so we've asked her to stay here and let her talk about. And she has attached to your, we have been in discussion on the property tax rate. But asked her to talk to you a little bit about tonight,
Is that on my agenda?
that we're not going to vote on it tonight. But I want you to, she's going to lay out a plan and gives you 2 weeks to think about it, or till the next meeting, then we'll probably vote on that. She's also reversed and attached to you what property tax rates are for other communities. The statewide average for cities are about 25 cents per 100,000, I know per 100 in it, and Litchfield's is at 16 cents. And she's placed it. Sabrina, you explain what you brought. I'm gonna get mixed up here.
Okay, well, the first page that you'll find in that little packet I gave y'all is the tax rate discussion. Basically, it's telling you your assessed value, and normally I read this whenever we go to vote on it, but I figured I'd read it now, and then you all can kind of look at it, have some time. The 2021 assessed value on real property was $282,175,131, and personal property was $61,801,508. The 2022 assessed value is $289,296,674, and personal property went up $80,652,609. So there was an increase in both real and personal property. Real property of $7,121,543, and personal property $18,851,101. So the 2021 real property rate we had set at 16, which brought in the revenue of $451,480. The 2022, if you do a 4% increase, it would bring it to 17.3, which would bring in revenue of $500,483, which is a $49,003 increase. The compensating real property rate, which is basically keeping things the same, which when you look in the budget, when we did the budget, we figured the same amount as last year is how we figured it in the budget, in case anybody was wondering that. The compensating rate would be 16.7, and then that would bring in a revenue of $483,125, which is an increase of $31,645. So your 2021 personal property rate, we set at 26.33, which brought in revenue of $162,723. If you did a 4% increase on the real property rate, the personal property rate would need to be set at 22.37, which brings in revenue of $180,420. That's an increase of $17,697. The compensating rate, if you go with the compensating real property rate, would be set at 21.59. That brings in revenue of $174,129, which is an increase of $11,406. The motor vehicle rate is going to stay the same at 12. It was set at 12, and it would be the same as 12, and it's $40,362, and in 2022 it'd be $41,489. So down at the bottom it shows your compensating rate. If you choose the compensating rate, you would have an increase of revenue of $43,051. If you did the 4% increase, it would be an increase in revenue of $66,700. So with all that being said, the mayor and I kind of talked about giving you all a little bit more information so that you had some stuff to study on making this decision. So if you look at the next page, it shows, it's just a document that was put out by KLC, and it was put out in June of 2020. It's the latest one that they have. So it is a little bit old, but it's not too old. And basically they did some studies on it, and the reason I printed this out, if you look in that second section there, it tells you how other cities typically vote, how they typically, what they do. Like 58% of them use the compensating rate, and you can kind of see the other rates down there and everything for that. So that just gives you an idea of what other cities are doing as far as their property taxes when they did this. The other two documents that I gave you was also from KLC, and these are the 2020 property taxes that we collected in fiscal year 2021. So that's why it's 2020 rates. You don't see the 16%, you see the 14.5, which is where we were at. I have sorted this two different ways, so the report is exactly the same except it's sorted differently. So if you look, like real property is highlighted in yellow on one of them, that is sorted by rate. So if you go down and you find Leitchfield, which is highlighted to make it easier to find, it shows you everybody, all the cities that have the same rate or similar rates close to us, what their population is and things like that. Then the other one is the same report, but it's sorted by population. So if you look for Leitchfield, which is highlighted, it will show you the people who have, the cities that have populations close to ours, what their rates are. It just kind of gives you an idea of where we stand with other cities that are similar to us. So I have these reports in a spreadsheet. I can sort them any way you all want to. If you all have any other questions about anything, I can search KLC's website. I have searched it. The mayor's asked me to do a little bit of research, and the mayor's done some research, and we got together on all this. And if you all have any other questions or anything like that, that I can try to find another document that might help you in making the decision. But we just wanted to give you an overview of all of these so you can.
The options that we have, and give us, this will give you an additional 2 weeks to think about it, and
then next meeting, if it's all right, I'd like to come and maybe you all would have made a decision and we can do, talk about it again and discuss it. And then if you all are ready, we can vote on it. We can get our first reading done, and then the second meeting in September, get the second reading done so we can get it published in the paper. And we're going to try to get our bills out early. I'm a little early this year. Usually it's September when we're doing this, so trying to get early starts. So.
Anybody got any
anyway, gives y'all
questions?
time to think about it.
Sabrina? Billy, you got any questions?
No, sir.
Jessica?
Nope.
Judy? Clayton?
No, sir.
Moon? Sabrina, we appreciate all the work you've done. We've had a number of discussions about it, and you've always been awful good about compiling the numbers and bringing me the information. And I said we wanted to bring it to the council early, give them a couple of weeks to mull it over. And we're being broadcast. Let the community have an opportunity for input as well.
Yep, and everybody's got my cell phone number, so if y'all got any questions, y'all just call me.
Thanks, Sabrina.
Thank you all.
Approval of the June 2022 unaudited financial statement. That's also listed in the packet that which we've emailed to you, and it's on your desk tonight. And I'm looking for a motion to approve.
So
that.
moved.
I'll second.
All in favor?
All right.
Okay, now here, Tyler, I got planning and zoning recommendation of adding a new zone, 3.8.15 exclusive use zone. What can you tell us about that?
Basically, with the exclusive use zone, what we are trying to accomplish is updating our comprehensive plan. We adopted this back in 2000, and since then it's been amended slowly, but the core part of each zone has never been changed. And some people are wanting to do some things, and we got this from Lincoln Trail, and not everything is listed as a permitted use in zones that people are wanting to bring in that would be a benefit to the community. So by putting in this exclusive use zone, we would be able to do a case-by-case basis without changing the actual zoning that's already there. And it eliminates spot zoning to an extent, and it keeps the demographics consistent. So that's what we're trying to accomplish with this exclusive use zone.
Has the planning and zoning board read this, voted on it, or they send that to us, or?
Yes, that, the first page you'll see before the exclusive use zone is a recommendation by the commission.
I have always recommended to the city council that we follow the guidelines and suggestions of our committees and boards that serve our community, and the planning and zoning recommendation would be no different. Anybody got any questions on Tyler?
Is there something come up recently why you wanted to do this?
We had been looking into doing something like this for about the past year and pitching around different ideas, but there has been some things come up. People were wanting to do certain things with properties that they're not able to do because the definitions of what the property can have it's not in there.
doesn't meet that, their
Yeah.
criteria of what they want to do.
Right. So, I mean, this would help that without changing the aesthetics of the location.
So is this gonna get into, will you let them do it and you won't let them?
I would hope not. I mean, there would have to be many things met. I mean, it's in here, 3.8.15C is the requirements that they have to meet. And it's pretty detailed on what all they'd have to do. But ultimately, it would come down to a decision of the commission whether or not they recommend you all to pass or deny, and then the decision's on you guys.
Well, it's kinda like the loudest
But-
voice now. If you got nobody that comes on the opposite side that wants to not have this zoning change, they show. Then you get another neighborhood that wants the same thing, and they do show. So that's where I think you would get into, you let them, you don't let them. So, but it's controlled by the community.
Yes and no. I'll agree with you to an extent there, but it's not like an annexation procedure where there's a vote, by the population. But it's based off KRS 100, what you can and can't do with planning and zoning, and it reverts back to what our current comprehensive plan is. So I agree with you that there will be some opposition at times, but the decision shouldn't be made based off whether there's opposition or not. It should be based off, is it appropriate according to the plan?
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I'll make a motion to accept your recommendation.
We can't do that way.
And actually, it's going to have an ordinance drafted, so
Yeah.
we really can't vote on anything tonight. I think it's good that
You want to
Tyler
make sure the
came to-
council is going to consent
Oh, so you
before you
don't,
go to the trouble of making an ordinance?
Well, I didn't put it on the agenda, but it will have to have an ordinance, a first and second reading to
Yep.
come into effect.
But we can
So-
approve the recommendation.
Yeah, you can improve the
I
recommendation.
think that's where we're at. We
Okay.
got, Billy made a motion to the second. All in favor? Tyler, I went by and took pictures of the house behind the old bus station, and somebody told me that was called I don't remember anything ever being done in that house. But the Catholic Church owns it, and they're going to tear down that one, and the house right down the street, down there on the left.
Are you talking about the place directly behind the bus station?
Yes.
I think that at one time they used that for a schoolhouse.
You know, I
That's
don't
what they-
remember it,
but,
and I'm
uh,
71 years
Schoolhouse,
old.
and then I heard a courthouse or
Yeah.
something today.
But
Yeah.
they said the foundation is in very, very, very
Yes.
But
bad
the
shape.
piece of equipment was sitting down at the other
Yeah, they're
house.
tearing it down right
And
now.
Are they?
then the stone house, about 2 or 3 properties
Yes.
down
Yeah.
behind the
We already
apartments.
took down the yellow one behind
And
the
then,
church
yeah.
parking
Yeah.
lot.
So they were doing 3 total, and they've already completed
That
one.
makes about 18 homes, as a rough count of
Pretty
that.
close. Yep.
And everyone that's tore down is a compliment to the city of Leitchfield and the neighbors that live there.
Yeah.
Sure is, and thank you, Tyler.
Thank
Did you get over to talk with that?
It's on my schedule for tomorrow.
Please go over there.
I will.
Thank you. Thank you, Tyler. You're doing an awful good job. We appreciate it. Okay, Lori has been in discussion about authorization for myself to sign the settlement participation form for the OPID settlement agreement. Miss Lori, tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I don't
And
know
it's in our
much.
package.
I don't know a whole lot about it. KLC sent it to us, and there's just gonna be money out there that David's gonna be able to use. And there's a list of stuff that we can use it for, so we just kinda hate to let free money pass us by. So we just need approval for the mayor. Hopefully you all read through the information that I sent you. We just need approval for him to be able to sign that. And then
Do you know how much we're gonna get?
She did not, Morgan didn't know how much we would be getting, but she just hated for any of the cities to pass it by, so.
The state got over 400 million.
Yeah, I saw that. I just
And-
didn't know if they had dispersed that in between cities or
yeah.
how that would
Yeah,
work.
we haven't
Yeah.
seen a breakdown of it yet, so.
Half of it's gonna stay with the Commonwealth, and then the other half will be distributed with counties and cities.
It may may be divided up based on what cities participate. There may be a number of cities that don't.
I'm sure.
So
Is it a
they make
city-county
public.
thing, or
It's
just
a
a
city and county.
County
City
thing.
and counties both are gonna get money.
You know, Jessica, why don't you make that a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second, Clayton, all in favor?
Aye.
And we'll learn more about this program as we get into it, but the approval by the council had to be made.
No, you can't.
I don't want it for myself.
Had to be
but
made.
I've got ideas.
You also have attached to your
You read
agenda,
through all
et cetera, for
Everything you can spend.
a family that lives off Shrewsbury Road has requested to be annexed to the city of Leitchfield, and the husband and wife both has petitioned the city to be annexed. Looks to me like it's containing almost 8 acres, and they are right adjacent to the city of Litchfield. So this is a win-win situation for them and us too. And if you've got any questions about it, I'll be glad to address them or let Earlene.
Are there other people on this road that's not annexed?
Yes.
This is just a
They're farther
one
back the
property
road than the
owners.
next house is.
Yeah, this one, it's got to touch the
Do
city
they want
limits.
to be in, or do we
What
not?
about the house right across the road from them?
You know, I don't have no control over anybody else but these people, and these people have petitioned us, and that makes it easy.
No,
If we-
I understand that, but if we reached out to them, maybe we can do it all in one day.
This,
I mean,
this is
I'll
not,
draft up whatever paperwork. It's just, I'm not the one that originally reaches out to them or
no.
anything. I just
Let
draft
me tell you more
paperwork,
about
so.
it privately. Yeah. Yeah. It'll make more sense to you, Billy.
Okay.
And,
I think that.
we can go to we're getting ready to go to executive session on land, but we can come back and vote on this if you want. But, I'm gonna ask for a vote on it.
Do it.
I would make a motion. I mean, I think anytime we can annex anybody
Yeah,
into the
okay.
cities, let's do
Yeah, I'm
it.
not against it, I just thought we could
Yeah,
make it
and-
easier, but
and
then.
I don't care, yeah, and I
whole
don't care.
road.
Yeah, I don't care to do
Got a
whatever
motion, I'm looking for a
paperwork.
second.
I'll second it.
Well, I need to read it, so.
Oh, Earlene.
I'll be fast. All right, ordinance annexing property by consent, ordinance, whereas property owners own certain real property located in Grayson County, Kentucky at 103 Blue Chip Farm, Leitchfield, Kentucky, described in Exhibit A, whereas property meets statutory requirements of consensual annexation under Kentucky Revised Statutes 81A.410, and the property owners consent to the property being annexed into the city of Leitchfield, Kentucky by prior written consent, whereas proposed property be annexed is adjacent or contiguous to the city, and the property is urban in character and suitable for annexation purposes, and whereas pursuant to KRS 81A.412, City of Litchfield may annex any area which meets requirements for annexation if the owner of record of the land to be annexed gives prior written consent in writing, whereas City of Litchfield declares it desirable to annex the property described in Exhibit A of this ordinance, now therefore be it ordained by the City of Litchfield, Kentucky pursuant to KRS 81A.412 as follows: property presently owned by April and Brian Bowman located at 103 Blue Chip Farm Road, Litchfield, Kentucky 42754, containing 7.889 acres, which property is identified on the attached map and further described in the attachments to this ordinance, all of which is contiguous or adjacent to existing city limits, shall be and hereby annexed into the City of Litchfield, Kentucky by consent of the owners, and the boundaries of the city are hereby extended so as to include and incorporate all of this real estate into the City of Litchfield. A copy of this ordinance shall be forwarded to the Public Works Department, Planning and Zoning. These departments are hereby authorized and directed to make the necessary changes to the territorial limits to the city code of ordinances to reflect this annexation. If required, the provisions of this ordinance are hereby declared to be severable if any section, phrase, provision shall for any reason be declared invalid. Such declaration of invalidity shall not affect the validity of the remainder of this ordinance. All prior municipal orders or ordinances or parts of any municipal order or ordinance in conflict herewith are hereby repealed.
You really read that fast. Thank you. Do we need to take an individual vote on that?
No,
Earlene?
it'll have to have second
The
reading.
next time? All in favor?
No, we don't vote this time. We don't vote this
Oh,
time.
okay, that's good enough. Well, let's move on to the next thing on the agenda, and that is an executive session, possible sale of real estate. Anybody want to make that motion?
So moved, second.
Okay.
Who made the first, who made the?
Moon.
Moon.
that I didn't need to be on this, the new where they're going to be having one person. I had one in there and looked around just to see how it's going to be set up. I didn't need to be in there.
I'd like to hear a motion to come back in regular session. Wait,
Both of them.
Tootie and Clayton. Earlene, do you want to give us a little summary of what we've discussed in executive session?
Yes, we discussed a sales contract for the William Thompson. It says bypass in the contract, but it should actually state, what was the term? Byway.
Yeah.
Property. And this is a sales contract with the Patel family. We would need to take a vote on whether to accept it. There is going to be some funds that's going to be coming to the county as part of this contract. So it would be contingent on receiving those funds as well. So we'll need to take that vote tonight, Mayor, to give you authorization to vote.
Who's going to make that motion?
I will.
Tootie, make that motion contingent on the county participating in this program.
Yes.
And let, you say it, and if Earlene needs to correct you before we make a vote, let her.
I make the motion that we will accept this on the condition that the county will
Participate.
participate in part of this sale.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against it? Thank you very much. I think that we've attracted factories to Leitchfield since 1962, 63. We've been looking for retail establishments we'd like to have come to Leitchfield, but we've been in dire need of a hotel for many years, and this is a gigantic step forward. And this family owns a hotel in Cape. They're going to probably make an announcement. And I'm just tickled to death, and I'll be more tickled when I see the bypass and see a hotel over there. Okay. Pudgy, you got anything you want to talk to us about?
We got permitted and everything at the water plant. We're gonna start moving the chemicals and everything in. Start trying to run it, see if we've got any loads or what have you that need to be.
Oh, that's good news.
All that new stuff, yeah, we're on.
We have probably, when that comes online, we have probably got the most modern water plant in the state of Kentucky. And the next thing we'll be looking at will be updating or replacing the wastewater treatment plant. Jeremy, is there anything you want to talk about? No. Ruby? Jenna? Tammy? David Riley?
No, sir.
Wesley?
No, sir.
Earlene?
No.
Lori?
No.
Moon?
Nope.
Clayton?
No.
No, sir.
Jessica?
Nope.
Billy?
Wesley, how about our garbage cans? Do you have a little
I got a
update?
quote in this, Friday. We're supposed to be sending me a demo so we can look at them. I've got one already at the shop. Once I get, figure out which ones we want, that are hold up the best with the best warranty, then I'll be ready to go.
You remember that guy from the Republic told us what his thought was on the different brands?
I've got one of each kind that he told us coming.
Okay, well, that's good.
How come
I
they,
think most of them, some of them have 10-year or even 20-year warranty on manufacturer defects and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they also buy them back if they ever tear them up. There is a price for them to
Yeah.
bought back to.
I'm excited for that. I think it's gonna look great.
I do too.
how did the garbage men run so fast on Sunbeam Road this morning? For a simple reason, they normally get there about 1:30, and today they was there at 9:30,
I
10
think they
o'clock.
changed the route up, didn't they, a little bit?
We had a little discussion.
My garbage has been
Well, we
running
need to
early.
know that.
We've had a little discussion. I didn't know they was running that early.
Mine used to come in the afternoon, and they're coming in the mornings now too, so they're picking up the pace.
Did you get quail runs? Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tootie?
And once,
I'm sorry.
Labor Day, well, I guess it's Labor Day, we moved back to 7 o'clock, so because right now they come in at 6 due to the heat and stuff, so Labor Day we'll move back to 7, so I'll put it back a little bit.
Are you done?
Yep, I'm done.
I want to remind the council that I've sent out invitations today to the mayors of Clarkson and Caneyville, inviting their council members and them to ride with us on the fair float, on the parade float.
Are we gonna have individual floats this time?
I will.
You can if I've asked them, no campaigning on the float. And, if they want to camp, and I'm gonna be on the float, but my loving wife will be on her own. I think as mayor, I need to be there. And, like I said, I reminded them to bring some candy, dress in I wish we would dress in a uniform. I like the blue shirts, the yellows are pretty good. And, I think it looks good. It looks like kinda looks like a team. Lori's gonna buy candy for us to toss out. And we're needing volunteers to stay at the county fair, a couple hours or 3 hours for the night. We're not paying no employees to go out there. By the time I pay Lori, I'm sorry, Lori, by the time I pay some other employee to our minimum, put their contributions in for their retirement, it gets to be pretty expensive. And for no more benefit that it is, it's not worth it. But now, if some of the council members want to volunteer, they'd be more than, we can get them passes and stuff to get out there. Elsa's still looking for volunteers at the state fair, and I've done that many, many times. You'd like to go up there, she's got tickets also to get you into the state fair, to sit up there at the tourism booth. I'm gonna entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?